Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Paula, aka mua.paulav, and I am so happy you're back. In my house, it's Christmas already, as you can tell by the tree. But today we're not going to talk about Christmas. We're not going to do a tutorial. We are going to talk about beauty blenders, beauty sponges, brushes, and more. I'm going to give you everything you need to know about the tools to get your foundation perfect and flawless as I like it. So if you want to see those tips and tricks, then keep on watching. So I divided this video in 3 parts. So we're gonna talk about the first part. The first part is beauty sponges. This is a big mystery for a lot of people, but it shouldn't have, because they're great. They're really good and they work for a lot of things. We're gonna start with the beauty blender, the famous beauty blender. That's my favorite tool to use on my foundation and my powders. So the beauty blenders comes in this size, as you can tell. This is a brand new one, and you need to dampen it to be this size. It has to be wet and it has to absorb a lot of water. And why does it need to absorb a lot of water? Because you don't want it to absorb your foundation. Your foundation is expensive and that's not really the point of it. And you can use the beauty blender to blend your foundation flawlessly. You can use it to blend your concealer flawlessly, and you can use it to bake, as you see me a lot of times doing it. Even though you say, oh, why would I use something wet to use a powder for? It is perfect because you see the edge is tipped and it's perfect to go on those little tricky parts of your eyes, and because it's wet, it will pick up that really fine powder and it will apply it in the areas that you want it. Also, I like to use my beauty blender when I'm done with my makeup and I apply setting spray, then I tap it without any product. So if I have any extra product, the beauty sponge will absorb it immediately and I will have a much flawless look. Because sometimes we can apply a lot of things. I like to do full glam, so I know I use a lot of products and my makeup can look really cakey. So the beauty sponge will soak up all of that extra powder and it will make it look beautiful. Trust me, when you get the hang of it, is the best thing that you can use. But it is really important that you dampen it, then you take the excess water and then you dry it out, but it will still feel wet. And if you feel like, oh, I dampened it too early and I'm doing my makeup and I feel like it's a little dry, just apply a little setting spray, Fix Plus, go back to the bathroom and wet it a little more. But if it's really wet, it's gonna ruin your makeup, because there's a lot of foundations that don't like to be mixed with water. But if it's too dry, then it's gonna soak up all your product, and then that's not really the point. We don't want to lose product. There's a second option for a beauty blender, and it's my Real Technique sponge. This is great because it has a flat end, so when I'm baking and I want to cut my chin up with some powder, this is really useful. Even though it's a little tougher than the beauty blender, it works the same way. You have to dampen it, dry it, and then feel that it's wet enough for it not to absorb all your foundation nor any of your products, and then go right ahead and use it. It has the same tip shape in the front, but then a flat behind, so it works for a lot of different things. It's really cool. It's just not my favorite. My favorite is the beauty blender, but price wise it's a huge difference. The second part of this video is gonna be foundation brushes. I really like to use foundation brushes to apply my foundation. There's a lot of people that really don't like it because they feel like their foundation is streaky, but what I find really useful is to apply my foundation with brushes and then go back with the beauty sponge and make it seamless and blend those really hard edges. But the good thing about the brushes is that you can do it really fast. The foundation, you gotta be bouncing it. When you're on the go, when you're a person that doesn't have a lot of time to apply your makeup, brushes are your way to go. And then you can go back with sponges and make it seamlessly and flawless, and it's gonna take you a quarter of the time that it will take you with the sponges. My favorite ones are from Morphe, the M439, and the second one is this huge one from Sephora is a 61 Pro all over powder. It says all over powder, but it's so dense and so heavy that it's perfect for foundation. I think this is my first foundation brush that I've ever had. I really like it. It helps me a lot to do my makeup when I'm in a hurry, but definitely you gotta go back with a sponge. Also from Real Techniques, there is this powder brush, and it is a synthetic brush, so it works perfectly with your foundation or with your foundation powder. If you're a type of person that doesn't like to build up foundation and use cream and then powder, you just go for the powder, this is really good. It's really fluffy and dense, and it will apply your powder beautifully. This, when I don't really want to wear makeup but I have to cover up some spots and I just wear concealer and foundation powder, I'll use this brush. Is one of my favorites. And price wise, I will say my Morphe is the cheapest one. The second one is the Real Techniques, and then the Sephora one is the most expensive, but is a great investment. But they're all three, they're really great. The good one about the Morphe one is that you can really get into those tricky spots because it's so small that you can work with it a lot, and it's great. These are my favorite 3 foundation brushes. The third part of the video is this little guy right here, is a silicone sponge. This is a new thing that came out and exploded social media. It was so popular. The whole point of this is literally silicone trapped in a beauty blender shape. The point of it is to be have an edge so you can go into really tough spots, and then have a wider body so you can apply your foundation. Also, the second most important thing that this guy does is it will help you not use a lot of product. So because it's not a sponge, it will not absorb anything. You literally have to use a quarter of the product that you regularly use. But the thing is, I just haven't got the hang of it. I think I have to work with it a little more. There's a lot of people that love it. There's a lot of people that hate it. But this is, I got this at Marshall's for $4.99, so I thought it was a really good investment just to try it out and see if I really like the end result. Also, it feels so weird on your skin. It literally feels like you're putting one of those like jelly bras on your skin. Is just crazy. But the fact that it does saves you a lot of product, that is true. You have to go really light-handedly with this. A lot of makeup artists really like it because they can wash it with soap and water and is good as new. So, you know, the hygiene part of it is really nice. It's not my cup of tea, but it's also a foundation tool, and I wanted to talk about it. So those were my tips and tricks and all of my foundation tools. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I enjoyed making this video. And if you like me and you like my channel, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment down below on any look that you guys want to see me recreating, and I will try my best to do that. I am Paula, aka mua.paulav, and I will see you on the next one. Deuces!